Hello everyone, welcome to Dusk and Doom! My name is Simon Ingrid, I'm gonna be the Dungeon Master today. We got two new players, Haley and Ben. Say hi to the camera. Okay, so we did a decent amount of world building the last time around. It's all written down. Oh, thank you.
Right.
Yes, all of the canonical dates are in there, and based off of what I wrote in chat, you've got a sense of like what the history's core things have been.
Yeah.
Before we introduce your characters, we're going to go over the sections of the world that you created. So,
Wonderful.
Ben.
Yeah.
Please introduce yourself, then the setting, and then we'll introduce the characters.
Sounds great. I'm Ben Southern. I'm a grad student at UT Austin. My pronouns are he, him. I've been GM for a couple games, and I have been itching to pick up a character sheet again, so I'm happy to be here, absolutely. The nation I made is called Clarion. Clarion is a decent-sized island nation, a few hundred miles off the west coast of Lithonia, yes.
Lithonia is the name of the world and the continent, I guess?
Perfect. Off the coast of the continent, Lithonia. It's like New Zealand-sized. It was formed in the aftermath of the Cataclysm from the absolutely decimated population of the children of the gods that aren't around anymore. They were almost all destroyed. In the 150 years since, there's been a few generations. That divine blood is still around. In fact, it's, one in every 100 or so people born in Clarion still exhibit some remnant of that divine power, of which my character is one.
Oh, fun.
It's the sort of system where you might expect there to be, like, oh, okay, so if a small fraction of this society have divine blood, then we're going to have a caste system, right? No caste system, fortunately, but it is a strongly theocratic state. The most serious work that people from Clarion engage in is the cataloging and reconstruction of the pantheon as it existed before the Cataclysm. Who were those gods?
Yeah. It's not been super successful so
It hasn't. No.
But
so difficult.
but it's like you've got like you've cataloged different temples.
Yeah.
That like reconstructing the statues look kind of similar.
The symbology has gone a little bit better than the actual specifics. Yeah.
It's like everywhere you've gone, everywhere that those kind of architects have gone, any object that had the name of a god on them was shattered, destroyed, and anyone who had memories of the names of those gods. Everyone has forgotten those as at the end of the cataclysm, just before the armies of the old gods retreated. I think you wrote in your backstory that your people think they have two of the names of the old.
However big that pantheon is, I was like, I want some tiny number. It's like we got two. Yeah.
All right. Haley.
Yes. Okay. I have way less details about the nation itself. I guess I was wrapped up in theorizing the backstory of it, so I'll just share what I've got from that. I kind of tied my character's backstory into the backstory of the nation as well. My character is an Eladrin from the Winter Court in the Feywild, and the Feywild has been destroyed, so they have been displaced, and they've made their home on an island off the northern coast of the continent, and I'm like envisioning glaciers and tundra with like very little flora and mostly like, you know, like wolves and bears, those kind of creatures that would be on a tundra type island. I haven't thought of cities or anything yet, but I do believe that my island will have cities at some point. But essentially, like, the Winter Court has relocated onto this island, and we had been in war against the Unseelie Court in the Feywild, and so we are very distrusting of others, so the island itself is very isolated, and not very many outsiders are on the island. It's pretty much all the Winter Court, and because of this, we've run out of resources, and so my character and other characters from the island, which I haven't named yet, we all have been sent out to try and like gather resources to bring back to keep our island going, surviving.
Perfect. Let's come up with a name for that island now. There are no bad answers. I might just ask you to add a couple of Z's or K's to if you say something like not Seattle.
Not
I don't know what you're talking about.
Which is what Jace suggested. So we have a town called No Seattle. Canonically, Jacob suggested
Portlandia?
Ocean Gate.
Ocean Gate.
Yeah.
So not Seattle, but similar to Seattle.
Exactly.
Got
It's
it,
very
got it.
close.
Got it. Okay. Okay. How about something really pretty and wintry, like
Hiver.
that sounds nice.
That's the French word for winter.
Okay. I was also thinking like Aurora.
I like that better actually.
Yeah.
Aurora.
Yeah, I
Okay.
like that.
Cool.
Cool.
Chrysalis
Can you
and
write it
Aurora.
down
Yeah,
next to your map?
I haven't drawn the map yet.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
I'm gonna just draw it.
So we find ourselves on session 2 instead of session 1 in a tavern. This is the Last Phoenix, a tavern co-owned by all of the adventurers in Avalon. Everybody, whenever a registered adventurer comes, arrives here at the end of the day, they're given a share of the profits from that day. This system was set up so that all of the adventurers would feel invested in the place and not burn it down. So both of you can write 1 gold piece on your character sheets. You should already have yours. Okay. Your characters had sat on a table that's kind of in the middle. The place is getting more and more busy as people are coming in. There's a dwarf waitress going around, explaining things to new adventurers, passing drinks. There is a very large circular table at the center that has an enormous keg on top of it. that seems to have a layer of dust on it, and about 30 chairs around it. Nobody is sitting at that specific table. We've had recently 2 characters come in. An orc cook and her twin sister's raised skeleton, who've come in with like just large cauldrons of today's special soup, and started handing it like it out in bowls. They didn't come in from the kitchen. They came in from the outside, bringing that food. Everybody seems to be like pretty normal about it, and some characters at this table have tasted it. The food is good. They also have a large retinue of like 10 assistants that are covered head to toe in leather bandages or cloth, making it impossible to see any of their skin and identify who those people are beneath them. But they're basically helping, handing out food. Some of them are bringing in bread. You see a pretty fancy cake that's being divided amongst the adventurers. That and the place where you can sleep are basically free, included in the whole thing. As just before your characters arrive, you see the captain of the guards, which is an Eagle Aarakocra, comes over, taps Vaylock and Eerie on the shoulder, and asks to speak with them outside, and we won't. And those characters are going to be busy for Vaylock permanently because Elia left, and Eerie for a certain amount of time. So they're gone. You don't hear from them after they leave with the captain of the guards.
Okay.
At least for a little while.
That's sus.
Cool. So I think okay. Let's go and introduce/reintroduce all of the characters. Starting, Haley, I loved your suggestion for how the party met.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I'll introduce my character first. I'm Demetria. She/her pronouns. I'm a Eladrin from the Winter Court. I'm a fighter. Our backstory for how our characters met is that we were all traveling to this town, and on the way in, we witnessed some brigands trying to steal from a wagon train, and we all decided to jump in and try and save this wagon train, and so we all, met and approved of each other's fighting skills. So here we are in the tavern together as an adventuring team. And Demetria is my character's name.
What does Demetria look like, and what do the others know about your abilities?
Okay, so my character has like icy blue skin. She's tall and very strong. She's a fighter for her whole life, so she's very muscular and strong looking. She kind of always is wearing a scowl. She has hair that's like super deep blue, like the underside of a glacier blue. She has very deep purple eyes. Her hair is long and tied back in a braid most of the time. She wears clothing that is very close to her skin tone, so she kind of looks naked sometimes.
What type of armor and weapon does
I
Dimitri
have just leather armor, I believe, and my weapons are. I have quite a few. I have always carrying a longbow and a rapier and a whip.
Okay.
That's what I have equipped.
Cool.
So
Rapier,
longbow
whip.
around like body, crossbody, not rapier, whip like wrapped around my waist, and then rapier's that's called? What is it called? Sheathed.
Yep.
Yes, and a scabbard. That's the word I was
Cool.
looking for.
My character is Llewellyn Amharu, known by Lou to almost everyone. Lou's from Clarion. He is rather recently endowed with his divine gifts. I think it would be, and feel free to modify as necessary, it would be fairly common knowledge that the children of the gods, without the god being around anymore, tend to have very abbreviated lifespans.
Okay.
The saying is, immortal blood and immortal body cannot be tamed unless it can be claimed. So, Llewellyn is about 38 years old, and in the last few months has lost probably 70 pounds. When those gifts manifested, so does the toll they take on a body. He used to look like sort of like Zach Galifianakis in The Hangover, like brown-haired, full body. Was a professional glass artisan, and when that manifested, he now sort of looks like a sickly, jaundiced Tony Hawk.
Oh God.
Yeah. Fragile frame, graying and thinning hair, yellowing complexion and eyes. Wears clothes that are a little bit big on him, sort of draped over, because he hasn't had time to get other clothes. The only way to survive long term after having these gifts, which I put in air quotes, is to be able to name the god that you came from. So the world has been utterly picked clean of any trace of these gods. So these children of the gods, I call them scions, often end up in Chrysalis, searching for any artifacts, any way to uncover what might be able to save them. And in a flurry, Llewellyn made his way to the continent and to the place where he might discover whatever he can.
Trying to save his life.
Hell yeah. Okay. Cool.
Oh, right. To introduce the characters. So I am playing Celestine, Tiefling Bard. I use a rapier and an accordion. She's extremely loud, very clumsy.
Love that.
Yeah, constantly has a problem with lying sometimes to be funny. Yeah, will be kind of a little bit crazy and strong-headed. She's currently trying to figure out the source of a cursed psalm that killed most of her people during the Cataclysm.
Oh.
So if she ever hears that psalm, she's going to go wild and just run straight for it no matter what. So.
My character is Peregrino. He is a barbarian, haunted one. He comes from the Peregrine Falcon clan. It's an Aarakocra clan that he is the very last member of, because everybody was decimated by an army of the old gods, and he was the only one left. He is way too old and hates it. Does not want to be around. Has seen so many friends and foes and everybody die, and he continues to live, and he's very bitter about it. And he is a very grumpy barbarian, and he will probably ask probing questions if any of you have any knowledge about artifacts or crystals. You will find that he often kind of goes to the corner and drinks his tea and talks to himself a little too loudly. He is also crushing really hard on Grumsh, one of the tavern maidens, specifically the skeleton orc lady.
They don't seem to be wearing the same. It's not necessarily uniform. They all have a little badge that looks like a cauldron with rays of light coming out of it. But Molly, McBurnick, and the other staff people do not have that badge.
Only the food bringers.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. As you settle down, the two of you arrive. You were busy with other stuff.
Trying to find the post office.
A very urgent telegram.
Yeah.
I imagine we have a Raven's Tower or Pigeon's Tower nearby.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I was there. That's where I was.
Yes, I was using the bathroom.
You should have come along with us to the sewers. They were fun. Grand old time.
I tend to not like to wade through my waist.
It was other people's wastes. It's okay. It's okay.
Yep. That sounds gross.
I don't think that's better, Celestine.
Humanoids are weird.
I know both of you were ordered by Molly to bathe in the stream before coming into the tavern from Chrysalis's sewers. Do either of your characters own soap? And if so, how fancy is it? Do your characters still smell like you just came out of the sewers, or no?
I've got a light scent.
Okay.
We'll call it a musk.
Birds
Oh,
are very
Detroit.
thorough when they preen. I preened myself quite well, thank you very much.
Okay. Cool.
Just
Also,
smells like poppy here.
also, I forgot what Jacob's character's name is, but he's going to be gone.
Gotcha.
For a while as well.
So 3 characters went with the captain of the guards?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
So currently we do not have a healer.
Side quest.
Oh,
We don't.
we're gonna do our best.
R.I.P.
Oh wait, we do have a healer! Yay! You can actually do something.
Well,
It's
sort of
you can keep us from
looks
dying.
up from a bowl of soup and is like, I can help a little bit.
Okay. This time I will not get close to death. Yes.
So we just need to make sure that I don't die and all of us should be okay.
As long as you don't put yourself in the way of harm, I think we'll be alright. But this one over here, from what I've seen, they're gonna fall in harm's way.
Could you pass?
I'm bait.
That's behind that.
That's okay. We'll keep our eyes on you too.
Oh, thank you.
We've got your back.
Bait is a very important job.
It is. That is where I got most of my experience fighting. As bait. Yeah.
Ben, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Because I've practically only ever done milestone in D&D. We're doing experience points for this campaign. Yeah.
Okay.
Do I divide the XP from the monsters among players, or does everybody get the amount of experience point you get from killing a monster?
I have no idea. I've only done milestone.
and that's fair. It is in most games.
The more generous option.
The
more generous option is what you should go with. That's the rule.
Oh,
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with
Yes.
the same.
So we each get the full points. Thank you.
So if one of you could look up how much
that up.
experience points it takes to go to level 2, that would be great. And then there were 4 skeletons last time plus a trap, so that's going to be 300 experience points. Let me check if it needs to be split.
Level 2 is 300.
Okay.
So if it's split, then we're not there yet.
Okay. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, my character sheet, now that I've switched it from milestone to experience, it says 300 XP until level up.
Yeah.
Where do I keep track of that?
So I believe here.
Oh,
So
thank you.
you're at 0 out of 300 to level up. Or no, whatever
If
y'all
we just,
did. Your
did
last
you just
one.
say we got 300?
Are your plugs? Is that fluorite?
No, it's glass.
Oh, it's
But it's mimicking.
It's
Yeah.
very pretty.
Thank you.
Oh. Okay.
I really
Divide
want to get some natural light.
1,200 equally among the
recommend
players if the party
glasses.
deals with the orcs and the ogres.
Yeah, but like,
Alright,
I want
so
some stones
These
too.
are cool.
These are really pretty.
everybody gets 100 experience points.
Everyone?
So we're not getting
So we're a
300.
third of the way to level
Us
2.
too?
We can count the brigands we killed on the way in, right?
Okay. We're worth that many points.
Just 100, huh?
We're going to have a system where basically like everybody's at the same number of experience point, whether or not you missed a session.
Excellent.
Until ...
Until
So-
you murder us mercilessly. Thank you.
No, new characters will pop. New characters will be at the baseline experience point that we have, which is whoever, which is the highest amount of experience point that one of you has.
Sweet.
We're a third way there.
I feel like I did nothing.
Well, you had to smell us afterwards, sort of. So you've sacrificed enough at this point.
Well, I'm not really sure if that's fair though, because this way it sounds is like you guys were wading through my waste. So
I was lying
Well,
face
you can-
down in it.
You can buy us a
Oh.
round of drinks for it.
The line at the post office was really long.
That is
So, I earned it.
We thank you for your sacrifices.
well, I like the
Truly
way
the
that
greatest.
I like the way that you think. I think I will order a round of drinks. Do you think that one gold piece will be enough for 5?
The gold piece got us a lot last time.
Yeah, I think our characters are still drunk.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, maybe just 2 then.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'll get one for all of us.
Okay.
Peregrino, you should call your friend over and and ask for some drinks.
I believe I require another bowl of mystery meat stew.
Oh, that as well?
I
Before?
slam my fist on the table and I'm like, mystery meat stew, hey!
Okay. You make a persuasion check.
Persuasion, which is D20, right?
Yep. Everything that's not damaged is going to be a d20.
Right. 15, and then persuasion is 5, so that's plus how many? It's just plus 5?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so 20.
Excellent. Yes. So you catch the attention of like multiple of the masked figures, but thanks to your charisma, you're able to successfully get Groomsh, the skeleton, over to get you another helping. You see that like she comes over and she's like, "Oh, worked up an appetite, right? Here you go. Have some more."
Thank you. It's more delicious from your hands. Thank you.
I'm
Phalanges is the term, I think.
you see, like she's taken aback for a second and says, "Well, we take very good care. We have a lot of like hygiene practices that are easier for us to follow. Having only the bones to clean, as opposed to flesh that sweats, bleeds, and stuff like this. So thank you for noticing."
It seems that you may have tired bones later. That I have 2 wings that they may rest on if you so might be.
I appreciate the offer. I don't need to sleep. But hey, why don't you come and hang out by the cook's camp tomorrow morning?
Thank you. I will fly by then.
Okay. I've got
Feather beds are hard to find.
I hear they're pretty valuable.
I'm sure they are. I am not going to be plucking anybody apart from the animals I have to prepare. All right. Good talking with all of you.
Thanks, Grosh.
Thanks for the soup.
Thank you.
Even though my people are all suffering, I will eat this soup gladly.
Wellen takes half of the pint of beer and then pushes the rest of it over to Peregrino. I think you need it more than I do.
Thank you, friend.
You did good. You landed the invite.
That
You'd already been invited last session. I don't know if you remember,
A
but
double invite.
like the last session you tried to romance her. Jace gave you bardic. Jacob gave you blessing. Elia gave you the help action, and you rolled a natural 20.
yes, and Peregrino is so like out of touch with romance that he didn't like. He felt like he still needed to do a little.
Make sure.
Like, do you actually like me? Like,
Yeah. Are you sure?
That's gonna be like an ever-running theme in your romantic
Yep.
relationship. I can see it now. You're gonna constantly need affirmation.
Yep.
You know what? You should write them a poem.
Funny you should say that. Funny you should say that. I should have grabbed it or printed it out from my phone because the rest of me there already is a poem for him.
Okay. A mug of ale is 4 copper pieces.
Oh, so the food is free, but not the beer?
Nope. That's where most of their profits. That's where your 1 gold piece comes from. It's adventurers coming back from the horrors of the dungeon, and also you see that like there's a fair number of merchants and miners. You see that like. Large group of miners is like settling down in one of the corners. They have pink purple dust left over on their clothing, like not enough that they're dragging it in. Like you see that they've at the very least like washed up like a lot of adventurers have in the nearby stream. But they have that like tint that is that remains especially like closer to the legs.
Okay. Well, and 1 gold piece is 10 silver pieces. Is that correct?
To reach 10 copper.
Okay, so I do not have enough.
One
to
gold
cover.
piece is 100 silver.
Oh, just kidding.
100 copper pieces.
Yeah, 100 copper.
Oh, 100 copper, but 10 silver.
Yep.
And you said the mugs of ale were 4 silver pieces?
Copper.
4 copper. Okay. Nah.
Who had the paladin's heavy armor that they wanted to resell? Was it one of the 2 players who's left?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So one of you.
Rock, paper,
please.
scissors.
I can't have armor.
Oh, it's
That's for selling.
Oh, it's for sale.
It's plate armor is very expensive.
Just give it to the bard to barter with. Yeah.
Hey.
the clumsy one. That still smells a little bit.
It just increases the persuasion. Oh, it 100% does. I almost persuaded her the innkeep last time that it was just perfume.
Yep.
Totally almost got it.
Almost.
Didn't roll a 5. I look around looking for anybody who might know a little bit about the dungeon before we head out tomorrow.
Okay. So you see that Ferryman Lightfoot is still going around like surveying different adventurers, asking them like if they've had like any luck finding weaknesses for different monsters, things like this. There is there's a couple of wealthier looking patrons that are sitting on the opposite corner from where the miners are. There's currently like a bard like playing the lute for extra coin, who's got a weapon by his side, indicating that like this is an adventurer who's not had a very successful day in the dungeon.
I think I'll go after them. I'll walk right up to them.
Okay.
Like I'd take a silver coin and just later.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
3.
Okay, got it. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Sorry, I bad aim.
What kind of
Silver.
Okay.
I meant to at the ground by your.
It's okay.
I'm truly sorry.
It's okay, thank you. You see, picks it up and says, it's okay, you can have your turn, and leaves.
Wait. I'll like just run after. Like, how would I even? I'm just like, wait. Your music was so beautiful. Can I talk? Just a moment of your time.
Okay.
I'll give you a beer, or 2 or 3.
You see that this person is a Goliath. They're sort of like gray-skinned cousins of giants. So like this person is like a head taller than you, with like symmetrical tattoos. I think I mentioned was playing the lute, and yeah. What is this character's name? Not so easy when you're
This is true. Say Jonah, I suppose.
Okay. You see that Jonah has like the what appears to be a golden rectangle on the tabard at the front of his vest. When you look at it slightly closer, it looks like the shape of a double door with a pile of something red just beneath the door.
You said it seemed like they hadn't had a good day in the dungeons, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, basically, like, slightly wounded and was playing music for extra cash. Did you wash your hands before touching that silver piece?
Yes.
Make a deception.
14 and deception,
Yeah.
so that's 17.
Okay. Alright, okay.
Sorry, I know you look like you had a bad day. I was trying to help and I fucked it up again. I'm so sorry.
It's fine, it's fine. It's good to have the aim to hit something in the eye when you're in the dungeon.
The problem is I can only hit it if I'm not trying.
Well, then you're fucked.
I probably am. It's okay.
Yes.
I'm just bait. But anyway, where it seemed like you were having a very rough time. Like you needed, I don't know. Like you. Man, I am so tired today. 1 second. Looked like you were having a bad day in the dungeon. Where were you at? May I ask?
Oh, I'm with the reserve team. We go. So, like, you see that he points up to. Chrysalis is the like built inside of what is either the crater or a caldera or maybe both. There's large cliffs that surround the city, and with a gently and you see that he points towards a place where you can see hidden in the fog and the night. You're able to see a couple of lights from a tower at the very top of the cliffs, and Jonas just says, there's an elevator that goes up there. I'm with a team of people. We're hired to jump into the dungeon and come and rescue people if things get really bad. we just, well, didn't have any clients today, and I earn a lot less than the clerics. So, but hey, it's really safe, and and I get to stay with the near the only clerics we have left on our side. So
Yeah, I understand the lack of clerics. We have been having many issues of that, or with that of our own, unfortunately. Well, do you know we are looking for a place to go tomorrow? We've only just arrived. Is there any less terrifically dangerous area to go to? Make a little extra, kill a few monsters, make some cash.
most people start off going through the different sewer pipes into the city. You can come from above if you take the elevator up to the tower. You can climb down. It just costs gold to go up the elevator for the people who are like pulling it up, and but that brings you directly into the city's into the city on the surface, which is more dangerous. And then if you go around the crater, there's a dam that's like sometimes they close off the water to the city, leaving the underground caverns like usable for one party per day to go in there. But because and that takes you directly like through the waterways. You can get to a lot of different places in the dungeon. But this one is extra expensive, and only one team of adventurer can go that route every day.
Well said. Thank you. You have been much more helpful to me than I have been to you. I apologize. Maybe I can make that right sometime. Next time we are back.
Play a duet.
Would you like to play a duet? I might not be good with my hands, but I am somehow still good with an accordion.
Do you know the do you know the Martyrs of Ocean Gate?
Let's say I do.
Roll performance or history.
So let's see. Performance is gonna be best, so 18.
Okay. Yeah, you know the tune really well. You're less sure about like the specific history of that song, but you know that it refers to Cornelius the centaur and all of the Twilight clerics that were burnt at the stake just before the cataclysm. It's like it's not a happy song that you would expect to get a lot of coins for in a tavern.
Well, then let us play it. I pull out my accordion and I begin to. I just go like, "You ready?"
Yes. Okay. So roll performance. She's gonna give you advantage, but your smell gives you disadvantage. So you just roll a single d20.
So 14, so 19.
19, excellent.
Nice.
Cool. So you perform nicely. Go ahead. Let's see. Go ahead and roll 2 d20s for me, please.
Once. So we got.
Oh.
Here, let me.
I think we're rolling.
Yeah.
There we go. So a 13 and a 20.
Ooh.
You gather 33 silver pieces that are split in half. And Jonah is gonna leave you with the 12. So
12.
you have 12 silver pieces.
Sweet, sweet. Well, thank you so much for playing with me and for looking past my aim.
Bravo!
We will do this again. I think. I thoroughly enjoyed.
I have a very specific repertoire of songs that I'm allowed to sing. So we'll have to get together, and I can teach them to you. I live up in the monastery of the Golden Gate, the Golden Door. We have like all of our all of our songs of valor are up there.
Okay. Well, I will see you there then.
Okay. Yeah. Feel free to visit whenever. Just when you get there, ask for like the College of Valor, not the College of Whispers, because they'll send you in a different place.
Whisper College of Valor. Will do. Thank you.
For sure. All right. I gotta tuck in. Big day tomorrow. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. I come running back to the group. I'm like, guys, my terrible aim actually worked this time. I don't know how, but I made it.
So sometimes you are lucky as well as clumsy.
Extremely. If it wasn't for luck, I would be dead by now. So we have many places we could go to. We could go back to the sewers, my personal favorite. We could go to the dams. Oh,
A little bit less now.
no problem. We can go to the dam, the sewer, which stinks great. We can go to some other places. I cannot remember. It's okay. The sewers is what my vote, though. Otherwise, we're gonna have to pay money, and I don't want to pay money. We need money at this point.
It cost how much to get up?
You have not been told.
Oh, we don't.
Didn't
Mhm.
say. So we don't know how much it would cost. Personally, I abhor the sewers.
I prefer that we descend upon something instead of.
Also, if the sewers are the free route, everyone's taking the sewers. I feel like we would have less loot available if we took those routes.
Make a history or Arcana check for me, please. Actually, everybody can do that.
I rolled a 7.
15.
15 as well.
Yikes! 6.
Okay, so you've heard rumors that, like, despite the dungeon getting regularly raided for decades now, there is the hordes of the old gods seem to have a more or less endless supply, or at least a consistent supply of monsters that y'all don't know exactly where they're coming from, but they are in Chrysalis and they keep coming back, and with them magical items. Most of the trade of this town is actually like magical items being taken from the dungeon, being sold to other places, because Lithonia was thoroughly raided, and so like magical items that aren't necessarily useful in combat, but that are like more useful for civilians, or even stuff that's used for combat to like reclaim land that's been taken over by like wild beasts and stuff like this, are kind of the main export out of here.
Decanter of endless water.
You saw it before, like firsthand, because you did 2 combat encounters and you got a potion of healing, a decanter of endless water, and a cloak of protection.
Yeah.
So like, there is even through the sewers there was a decent amount of loot, basically.
Yeah, so, well, we may be hitting it off, and a lot of people are, but somehow there's always more stuff. I don't know, and every time we've gone in there, the people have told me it's like shit switches around. I don't know. It's magical shit. There's stuff there. But I can understand if you don't want to get smelly. It is okay. We can spend some money and go to the city, the sand or descend into the city.
tower?
Yeah, we can head there. I am fine either way.
If I may ask, are we doing encumbrance?
No.
Okay, we're not.
No.
So, how possible is it for me to carry one of my party members up
Oh,
in flight,
you can.
so we can save a little bit on?
Yeah. You can roll athletics based on how high the whole thing is. I will set a difficulty,
Okay.
and failure means that you are unable to. You do not have enough strength to bring that person up all the way to the top, which might complicate things.
Am I rolling before I carry them? Am I rolling after I'm carrying them?
You roll before you find out how well you're able to bring them to the top.
But does she make the decision of whether he taking them to the top or not?
You make the decision first, you roll second, and then you deal with the consequences.
Then you hope and
Got
pray
it.
you don't die.
See, this is what he means whenever he says that he's drinking the tears of his players.
Mm-hmm. What a funny way to die, though.
That's how the dice rolls work. You tell me, hey, I want to attack this thing, and then you roll, and then I tell you whether it hits or not based on the difficulty of that. You don't get to change what your action was.
Lou
If
sort
you
of
don't-
considers the empty tankards in front of Peregrino, and then says, I think I'll take the elevator.
Don't drink and fly. We all know this.
We are overlooking a group of individuals who might have some information for us in this tavern right now.
Oh.
I'm gonna call for a short 5-minute break.
Okay,
I'm gonna stop the recording.
tavern.
All right. So while we eat, our characters also eat. Cool. Haley, you were saying, Demetria was saying something about a group that you weren't thinking of.
Yeah, I think that we're overlooking the miners. They're like, they're mining into the earth. They might know of another way to get into the dungeon.
That is very true.
Should I ask them?
Please do so. I am worn out, and I don't want to hit another person in the face with a silver coin.
I'm just gonna talk to them. I'm not gonna offer them anything. Okay. Wish me luck now.
Okay.
Break a leg? Wait, you're not the clumsy one. You'll be fine. Break a leg.
Truth.
I am the one that always has this frown on my face, though. That's not very. People don't tend to respond.
I was gonna suggest joining you, and then I thought the grumpy and the frowny together, maybe not.
But they are minors.
Right. So, you see a large group of miners. They're like uniform. The fact that their faces are like covered in pink and black powders from the whole day. Makes it really hard to identify like person to person, gender, and sometimes even species. You find all of them like in their own corner. Not a lot of talk is happening. It's a much quieter section of the tavern where they kind of like speak in low voices and yeah. As you approach one of the tables that was having a little bit of laughter and playing some cards falls silent.
As I approach the miners?
Mhm.
Okay. I approach them and I'm...
Do you want to put some grotto mine related music?
Good evening, my good people. I couldn't help but notice I am...
Don't want no trouble.
Oh, no trouble here. I am a rock enthusiast, and I couldn't help but notice from across the bar that you guys have some sort of dust, some rock dust all on your boots that I can't quite place. And I was just wondering if you could tell me what do you guys mine in the city? No? No? Okay. No? Okay. Right. Well, I'm just interested as someone who really likes rocks, what you mine, but I guess you're not very interested in talking at all. What if I ordered some beer for the table?
Nearby table, you hear. She likes rocks.
I do like
And
rocks.
there's a little bit, like a couple of Snickers going around.
I join and like pull from my wing a slight like part of the tablet that I have, and I show it to one of them and I'm like, do you recognize this very weird green crystal?
All three of you, history check. The difficulty is 22.
Not gonna make that one.
No.
17.
Nope. 16.
18.
Hey. You see that they like some of them kind of look over and the like they're kind of silent for a moment, and then there's a human from the back that gets up and says, would you be willing to part with your green rock?
What do you know about it? What's your interest?
I think it could fetch a nice price.
I am not looking for coins, thank you.
Well, then you should be careful who you show such a rare item to in these parts.
How do you know that it's rare?
What can I say? I like rocks.
Thank you so much for your advice. I hope you have a nice day.
P, I thought you told me that you were gonna get the rocks from me. You told me that you were gonna get the rocks from me, P.
It's
You Monica,
we'll talk about it when there's no other people.
I think Llewellyn goes up and says, well, he'll consider it. If we wanted to find you again and, negotiate a price or something, where do you all camp?
don't. We live here. This is our town. We built it.
Great. Do you have like a headquarters or something?
town hall.
Great. Thanks so much. I don't like them. Let's go.
That was a mistake.
You
That was a mistake. Sorry, my charisma's very low, and I just got so
I think it
excited
was
about
my
my
mistake to
you
show
see
them
that,
my
like,
tablet shard.
Molly McBurnick comes around, brings new pictures of cider and strong smelling alcohol. There's a she deposits a bottle that looks like it has a lot of peppers and a thick brown powder at the bottom of it that says dwarves only, and like there's the symbol of a skull and crossbones beneath it, and like she drops it at the table where it's like 5 dwarves and 1 human. She comes over to you and says, I think those folks are tired, so unless if you're buying around for them, I suggest
Moving on. Well,
having fun elsewhere.
I offered them some drinks, but I think I already got on their bad side. They didn't want my ale.
Oh, you just if you want to get on their good side, you just have to yell the next rounds on me, but you might have to yell it a few times. So like as you're walking back towards your seats, she says, locals haven't meshed well with the adventurers for a little while. The place wasn't too hostile before raids started going into the dungeon. And not to mention, they liked the tavern they had before better.
I was just wondering why they hang out at the tavern with all the adventurers if they don't like us very much.
This the last Phoenix is the only one that hasn't burnt down.
Winning business strategy, apparently.
Yeah. The last Phoenix. Okay, well, that was a terrible idea, guys. Sorry about that. I just thought Miner's underground dungeon made sense in my head.
I forgot not to flash my tablet in public. So it's also on me.
Well, at least we know now how valuable and rare that item is.
I do still believe that we shouldn't go into the sewers today.
Having an alternative option to going through the literal latrine might be good. Might be good. And didn't they say it was a little it was more dangerous on the surface of the city.
I like danger.
I'm good for danger. More danger, more loot, right?
You're good for danger or you're good for stinky areas? Pick one.
Dangerous, stinky
both.
areas preferred.
Yeah, there we go.
Dangerously stinky.
It might be stinky on the other area too. You never know.
Well, considering how many people will probably be going in through the sewers, I imagine lots of smelly people will be in the city as well. Maybe
Good
I'll
bet.
just have to carry something to smell over my nose.
Are there any shops we can, is there an apothecary?
The sun has set. You were told that there's going to be a market in the morning, but for right now, doesn't seem. But for right now, you've seen nothing. You've seen places closing down on your way in. As as you are sitting at your table, you're going to see. I described it at the end of the last game, but 3 people are going to come in one after the other, each wearing heavy armor, very stylized and shiny, a gigantic warhammer on strapped to their backs, and like first one comes in is a human, red hair, like full-grown beard on half of his face and completely shaved on the other half. Lots of like wild hair, comes in and says, "Give me the best ale on the house for Ruafasin." And goes to sit down at one of his tables once he's collected his gold coin for the day. 2 seconds later, you see a dwarf tiefling wearing almost exactly so like a dwarf with some devil's blood, walks in with similar armor, a giant warhammer, also asks the best ale on the house for Ruafasin, takes the ale, sits at the same table, and third one who comes in is a dwarf lady who is also wearing like similar armor, also a giant warhammer. Also introduces herself as Ruafasin. Like you see a lot of people looking their way, especially because they're announcing themselves so loudly, and you see like 10 miners getting up and leaving.
And leaving.
Yeah. And almost immediately after, about 10 hooded figures come in, sit at a table, like right next to the 3 Ruafasins, and you see that they are in like deep in a chant that is very low, but that they're all chanting in unison. And all of them are turned towards those 3 figures.
Any recognizable language?
Make a perception check because it's pretty low to hear.
13 plus 16.
It's common.
Okay.
What you're hearing is make a religion check.
2.
Okay. It sounds like a prayer to something called Ruafasin.
Gotcha. Okay.
Odd.
So all of you are going to see as Mog, which is the living of orc sister, comes over to Ruafasin's table with like a large pot, sets it down, and says, "You'll be having the usual for free." And the others, and you see Ruafin, like all 3 of them, kind of like shove off. We'll order good food from the kitchen, please. And as she kind of like picks up, lifts up, turns around, she's one of them calls to her, like the youngest of the dwarves. She says, "Hold on 1 second, necromancer. Come back here. Why do you keep bringing those things in here?" And like Mog doesn't really say anything, and is like trying to keep walking when like the cleric says stop, and you hear this echo in her voice. She just cast a command spell, which after 6 seconds, Maud kind of just turns around and says, "We're gonna get in trouble with the guards if you keep using magic like this." And like the tallest, the human gets up and says, "You're gonna get in trouble with us if you keep using that magic."
Do they have any like filled up like glasses of ale on their table?
The ale hasn't been brought yet. In fact, you see that like Molly McBurnick is like hurrying up 3 mugs of ale to put on the table. Each of them kind of like stops to like paying attention to Maud for a second, and each in turn. This tastes like piss. And get me another one, and like almost the same word, almost the same phrasing, and they each pour their the expensive beer on the floor. Your the dwarf with the horns gets up and says, "I've had enough of these stinking undead. Fuck off." And all of you are see a sort of like glowing light coming out of that dwarf, and all of the undead in the area start to run as far as they can, as quickly as they can, which for a lot of them means that they're running straight into the walls, crashing through, like having to open windows and climb out, and it gathers a lot of laughter from the roof.
This is a stretch.
Yeah.
With like telekinetic feet, can I like use a mage hand and try and like yank the holy symbol off his neck and just like let it drop to the ground?
You don't actually see a holy symbol around his neck. It might be beneath the heavy armor. It might be. So I'm actually make a notice check. Jordy, could you roll a d20 for me, please?
Perception 14.
14. You you see that the tiefling with the horns touched his warhammer with his hand just before using Turn Undead, which proves to you at least the one with the horns is a cleric, because that ability is not available to other classes. So like one of the only clerics you've heard of that don't worship the old gods, as far as you're aware.
I'm subscribed to only clerics too.
What am I rolling for?
What did you roll? I'm not telling you. What did you roll?
11.
11. Okay. Grunch is you see true terror in her eyes as the Turn Undead effect hits her, and she runs away from the cleric, which means she's running straight into the kitchen, and you hear clanking as she's like just getting away.
Can I kind of fly and swoop over to go check on her.
Okay. Make a make a survival check.
Survival.
Yep.
Yikes. 14.
Okay. You're able to see that like once she gets far enough away, just like a lot of the other undead, they kind of like stop. You're able to spot her in the dark, despite the fact that like she doesn't seem to be using any sort of light to navigate, and she kind of just stops and like lowers her head and starts to move towards the outside of the city walls where the camp is that you saw that you had all of those like pleasant smells when you came back from the dungeon coming from.
Am I able to follow her, or?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, like, very quickly just fly over using like my super peregrine falcon speed
Okay.
to catch up to her, and I'm.
Ah! Don't swoop down on people like that.
I probably should have screamed first. Sorry.
No, that might have made things worse. Please. I need some time alone.
Okay. If you need anything, find me. I guess. Okay. I'm gonna just go back. I'm heading back to the tavern.
I think when the cleric does the turn undead and shit breaks loose and everything, Llewellyn's gonna stand up and, not seeing an easy way to, cheap humiliation, will confront it directly and just say, "Who do you serve?" The cleric.
Yeah. So the one who did the turn undead is the one is the one with the tiefling horns.
Yeah.
Who has the notebook? I have the notebook. It's under my food. I serve only myself, Ruafasin, hero of ages past and future.
By your own power, you turn these creatures?
Aye.
How do I get a read on that?
You see, like there, you see that like a centaur walks into the bar, lowering his head, sees what's happening, turns around and leaves. What did you say?
Does that pass the smell test to me? Like, is that possible for this power to be of
yeah.
one's own might?
Make a religion check.
Nat 1
Nat
instead of the 2
1.
from last time.
It's you okay. You tell me what's the really weird thing that your character believes in that moment.
I think
Okay, hold on. You know that there's a theory, right? That that it is possible for someone's ego to be so large, for them to have such a god complex, that they would be able to channel some divine power from the upper realms. It's never been proven before.
Yeah.
That's what you're like. You're like, oh my gosh, the prof, like.
yeah.
Sounds like a JoJo reference.
It's plausible. Llewellyn, having sort of tracked this as on the off chance it could be true,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna mess with them. And I just go, thank you very much. And we'll go and sit back down and start like rocking back and forth and being like,
Okay.
what if maybe they were, no, that couldn't have been. Maybe.
You more and more of the adventurers and the miners are just getting up to leave. You see that the free Ruafas heckle other adventurers and like are seemingly like going out of their way to be bullies in a way that is like they have lines that each of them is repeating in a strange way, and after about an hour of this, they leave. Yeah, they also eat food, burp loudly, talk about their sexual conquests loudly. That's like the whole shebang.
They sound
I lean over to Lou and I'm like, seems like they have tiny dick syndrome.
The Warhammers is to compensate.
Very large warhammer.
I'm just coming in at this point. I had to have like a little bit of alone time after my little thing with Grimsh. Did
You just
I miss
missed the pissing contest.
Oh, I guess I.
Unfortunately, they won.
One of them literally, like, goes over to a table and starts, like, takes down. It's pretty difficult with the heavy armor, but just like you see multiple patrons that are sitting there, look at what he's doing, roll their eyes, and just leave as he starts to urinate on the table.
I jump into the stream and I'm just like, hit me.
Celeste says it's a party. Let's go.
Roll intimidation. Like,
Yeah.
as you like get on your knees and receive the shower of golden liquid, you see that that it's the tiefling looks at you and says, "Fuck! Oh my gosh, you freak! Get the fuck out of here! I'm not getting paid enough for this bullshit!" You see it like puts their private parts away and it is just like, "I'm out of here. It's not fun when they enjoy it." That's around when all three of the Rufusins leave, and you get a.
I'm pretty sure Sel just won that pissing contest.
Yay!
You just missed the pissing contest. He won.
I did.
She won.
We may need to take you to the river again.
I was gonna say that was disgusting. I'll lay in shit. I will not lay in piss. I
have
go out and
standards.
walk to the
The
stream.
distinction is important.
You see that like Molly McBurney like comes from the kitchen already holding cleaning supplies. Like she was waiting for them to leave, and and you see that like there's two other tavern staff that are ready for cleanup after the Rufus are gone.
Cool.
So somebody's got to take care of those three before they. I don't know. I guess
Sounds-
they've already done damage, but
The hooded figures all rise in unison and leave at the same time.
Interesting.
I don't appreciate that the staff have to also clean piss in addition to cleaning everything else that they have to clean. Considering that some of them apparently don't have specific work hours and just work all the time, I don't know about this.
Sounds like they are definitely being taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
We made some enemies here today.
You hear the bell ringing. As the can you put on the sound of 12 strikes of midnight, please? Gotcha. Large group of people comes in. 25 or so of them, wearing different types of armors, wearing weapons. All of them have deep bags under their eyes. They look fucking exhausted, and they sit around the large table that's in the center. Each of them taking out a mug or a cup and putting it in front of them.
Did you bring your own drinks to this place?
You They don't seem to have any liquids in them, and there's still this really large keg at the center of the table. At the center of the table.
The one with dust on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big circular table.
They are waiting, sort of tense, and at the last, at the last toll of the bell, you see about like 5 of them go, ah! And all of them shudder. If your characters were not looking in their direction at that exact moment, they might not have seen that, but at least one of you is able to see that. And after that, they start to get up one by one. They take their cups back and they start to leave the tavern.
I come back from the stream at that point and open the door and I'm like, who?
I don't know what kind of contest that was.
You see, one of them gets up. One of them is a satyr who gets up, comes over to where all of you are, and is like, "Hello, you're the new group of adventurers that is here."
Yeah.
Yeah, we're new. I won't say we're shiny, but we're new.
Piss clean.
Good. Give me just 1 second. Fuck. Where did I write this character? Okay. Yeah. All right. Hi. I'm Waters. I'm a member of the Guild of Guides. You see that? Like, what pronoun? I think. Give me 1 second, because I put
They're on the Discord.
an image in inspirations.
Yeah.
He him. Yeah. You see, he points back to the large table that he just came from, and says, "Okay, so we offer a service. Almost all adventuring parties take a guide with them into the dungeon. The service that we offer is that we know things. We know forbidden knowledge that is cursed. It's a curse to know that stuff. But it's important to have a guide, someone who knows some of those secrets in your party. In order to survive. So, if you hire me, I don't have my own party yet. I wanted to make that offer because I heard y'all were new. I'd be taking an equal share of gold, gems, silvers, and copper. No magic items, and no assistance in combat should be expected from me. I'll be one room behind you at all times.
Do you have a particular liking for people with only a beard on half their face?
No.
Okay, I say we let them in.
Do you have a resume or references?
My name is Waters. I've never been a guide before. I tried to make it in the arts and was not very successful, and I convinced the guide to share the dark secrets with me, and now I can potentially have money to stay someplace soon.
So you've never been in the dungeon before?
No. But,
I like entry level for entry level.
but you've been in the dungeon only how many times before?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I've never been, but it seems a little backwards to hire a guy who's never been in the location that's
The guide is
being guided.
They're
through.
guiding with the secret knowledge, I guess.
it's
Instead of, like-
that's what the guild is called, and it makes more sense if you know what the secret is, but I'm not gonna tell you. Well, I mean, the whole purpose of me being hired is that I know it, so you don't need.
We
to.
don't have to be cursed with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
Can you give me an example of how it might benefit us?
Will we-
Or is that
It's-
part of the secret?
It's part of the secret. It's some enemies in the dungeon have a special ability related to the dark knowledge because they know the secret and they also have the curse. And having the curse gives you some amount of ability to counteract the power of our enemies knowing so it's protection.
Understood.
I don't see
And-
the harm of adding a guide to our party.
This seems to make sense to me as well.
It is a satyr. They are tricksy. I do not trust him. If we decide to hire him, I would like to hire him under the pretext that if he leads us astray, I can kill him.
Agreed. Do we have an accord, Waters?
You didn't say that out loud, right?
No, I said it looking straight at him.
Oh, okay.
I'm treating it as like a completely normal thing to say. I'm like, yeah, totally. Good with you?
Obviously, a guy wouldn't want to lead us astray.
No, definitely not. Especially because I'm getting out of the dungeon can be difficult when one doesn't know how to fight very well.
If we are putting our life in your hands, will you put your life in ours?
Like I said, I probably like
He already
I wouldn't
is.
be able to get out of the dungeon. Like depending on how far in we went, I wouldn't necessarily be able to get back out without y'all.
I'm convinced.
I think she's just asking for the privilege of, if it really goes south, just being able to kill you herself.
Well, I feel like I just got permission.
There we go.
I imagine that that came with the territory. You can ask the other adventurers. The guild has a pretty good reputation where we don't really do that sort of stuff. We're kind of fighting the same enemy.
So he says.
Deal.
I say deal.
All right. Okay. What are your names?
Oh,
I think we can cut here this conversation. Waters is after that going to get some
Join the party.
Get his stuff and
get some rest because you still have rest of the night before the market and then before heading into the dungeon.
Okay.
at this point, do we do a long rest?
Yes.
Excellent. Sweet.
Cool. So
And how do we
long
pay
re-
for that?
You don't pay for that. You refresh all of your abilities. So all of your abilities that are like once per long rest or short rest, like your rage, comes back. All of your hit points come back. The magic of D&D is that 8 hours of sleep heal any injury.
It's just like in real life.
Right.
The power fantasy of D&D, getting to hang out with your friends, get paid pretty well, consistently get 8 hours of rest, and
your job is interesting.
And your life is in danger every single day.
Yeah.
Well, that's nothing.
hey, I work at J2.
True.
I'm playing Russian roulette every time I try the food.
That is very true, unfortunately.
Jeez, okay, remind me never to eat there.
Don't, yeah.
I think Llewellyn spends the night writing a letter. And it looks a little strange because he sets a piece of stationery on the desk, places the pen beside it and the inkwell, and starts pacing. And the pen picks itself up, dips itself in the inkwell, and starts writing as I'm pacing back and forth.
Nice. There's a lot of there's mostly individual rooms throughout the tavern, and yours are right next to each other. As when you come into them, they still have some of the personal effects of the previous group of adventurers that slept here.
And didn't come back.
And didn't make it back.
Oh. Okay.
Loot.
I was
Any
gonna
better
say,
fitting
loot
clothes
time.
for me?
Loot time?
You can each roll a d20.
Oh my god.
Another
Ooh,
nat
19.
for investigation. Is that what we're doing?
No, it's a luck check.
Oh, okay. I rolled a 9.
Okay.
19.
The nines you find clothing worth 9 silver piece.
Okay.
What did you roll?
19.
19? Okay, cool. So, looking around, each of you is going to find a bag that contains something that could have probably saved the life of that adventurer
Woof.
if they had not forgotten it in their rooms.
Ah, nice.
Okay, hold
How
on.
much does that
Actually,
cost?
don't read what they do.
So I was thinking I have it flipped over.
Don't read what they do.
Sorry.
So you get a ring that has a little shield on it. You'll have to find somebody to identify it if you want to figure out what it does, or you can just put it on. And you find goggles, Peregrino.
Goggles.
Tinted blue glasses, basically.
Okay, so I instantly slip it on because I'm not very smart and
Okay.
take risks.
All right. Okay. The song that is stuck in your mind a lot of the time disappears for a second. Okay. Don't flip it around until you've identified it.
Gotcha.
How much was our clothes worth? Silver pieces? 9?
7 silver.
9.
Oh, 9?
Yeah, because you
silver.
rolled
that's right.
9.
Ooh.
Nice.
I was actually planning to gift those to you on our next date, but because you picked classes out of the I couldn't not give them to you.
Brilliant.
They're pretty.
Mm.
Thank
Love it.
Okay, so I take it Peregrino puts them on.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Looking out, looking around, things don't look too different until you look out of the window and you're able to see as if it was daylight. You don't need to identify it because it's pretty evident that those are goggles of
Night
night
vision?
vision.
Woo! Nice.
Tash it
Now
too
I
handy.
have the sharpest vision in the world, and I can see at night.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So you can flip it around. It's dark vision. Range of 60 feet. If you already had dark vision, it would have increased the range by 60 feet.
Nice.
Very good. That'll be handy.
Cool. The next morning.
The next morning.
Bing bong.
Okay.
So we all get up then.
Yeah.
All right. So I head out to the tavern.
You're already.
Well, out to the
Out of the
lobby
room.
or
Out of your
whatever.
room.
Out of my room, yeah. And I go sit at a table, just like rubbing my eyes, trying to wake the fuck up because I'm still tired as hell as always.
Okay. Still wearing the ring.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Okay.
And I wave to one of the orc sisters and.
They're not here.
Oh, okay. I just stay at the table and wait.
It's not too long before Lou walks in, looking not quite as pale or jaundiced as he was yesterday. Looking a little bit healthier.
Better clothing too.
Better clothing. Yeah.
Nice.
Because you rolled a
Blue's
9.
his color.
Because you rolled a 9, they're either going to be slightly too tight or slightly too loose.
The other ones were significantly too loose. These ones are slightly too tight. So it's a very drastic switch. And you can see how rail thin this man is.
Should we order you a sandwich?
One sandwich, please.
Okay.
Two
Two sandwiches.
The cooks actually dropped off some like some brisket if you want it. We still have some in the back.
I haven't come in and joined yet.
Okay.
Because I want to go to the cook's area to check on.
Okay.
I didn't know whether our date was still on or not, but I thought I would fly by and check to see before I came to breakfast with the party.
You see a large camp that has like couple of banners with a black cauldron that has light coming out of it. You see that it's they've had to make their own sort of like barricades out of piles of boxes and tankards and things like not tankards, liquid containers, barrels, all around the camp because they are like outside of Avalon's city walls. There's a lot of powerful smells coming from the camp. Make a Constitution saving throw, please.
It's the sewers all over again.
I like don't
Okay,
even
I mean,
imagine what kind of smells come out of a cook's camp.
Right.
I do have a +1 bonus for saving throws from this too.
Oh.
11. What am I rolling against?
Constitution.
+4.
Okay.
So
You-
15
You resist.
and 16.
You resist the urge to gag, as half of the camp has this putrid, horrible smell. One of the worst things that you've ever smelled, and that half of the camp is like surrounded by basically like pots of lit incense. But once you get close enough to it, it hits you. And there's just piles of neatly organized garbage just laying around the camp. with some of the like masked attendants going around tending to it. The other side
of the brisket.
The other side of the camp has sweet aromas coming out of it. You see like cauldrons are out in the open, boiling with soups. You have a full pig getting roasted. It seems to just be starting to roast, and many tents that have a lot of activity going on in there. Make a perception check.
Which one is perception? 11.
You do from above. You are not able to find Crouch.
Okay. Am I able to find her sister? What was her sister's name?
Mog. No.
Okay. I just fly back then.
Okay.
In disappointment.
Alright. What is Dimitria doing this morning?
So, is there like an ice chest or a freezer box or something in the kitchen of the tavern?
No.
No. Okay. I was gonna say I want to.
Make a notice. Make a perception check.
21.
21. So you do see that they have like a cellar, and they like through the doors to the kitchen. You're able to see that they regularly bring salted meats in and out of that cellar. Actually, not regularly. When they run out of some of the food provided by the cooks. So they have cold-ish salt storage.
Okay, that's where I want to have slept. So I when I come out, I'm coming out of this cellar because I need cold sleep.
Make a persuasion check for me, and you're at disadvantage.
Okay. Persuasion. I think it's gonna be +2 too. No. 13.
Okay, you roll twice.
Oh no.
4.
3.
Three total.
Three total. Yeah.
Okay. You are woken up by a shriek and someone yelling, "Thief! I think, or maybe a dead person!" And you get hit by a broom and shoved out of there because that's not your room. And you start the day with 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Oof.
That sucks.
You did manage to sleep in there, and it was not there wasn't a straw bed or anything like this. You slept on cold meat or the ground.
But it was still more comfortable than a soft feather bed that would have made me hot as I slept. So I just unruffle my shirt and I walk outside to join my friends.
It's a nice knot on your head.
I sit down and I just look at you and say, "Don't ask."
I wasn't going to.
Llewellyn chokes down the rough night that was already half out of his mouth.
I come in and join at this point, and I'm just I nod and sit, and that's all I do.
Well, I don't know about any of you, but I want to get this day going. I am itching to fight.
Let's go fight some things, please.
Let's go fight some things. Are we doing
Let's
the
go fight some
elevator?
things.
I think we should.
We'll ask how much it is. We might be going to the sewers anyway, but we'll ask how much it is.
as you step out, you're able to see that the morning market is in full swing. There don't seem to be that like a lot of the buildings here built as shops. So there's a lot of like tents that have been pitched. As you go through, you're able to see a centaur with a centaur peddling some wares. You recognize that this is the person who drives a cart for adventurers in and out of town, like on a lot of days. Who's currently
The wagon that we saved.
Did we save their life?
Potentially.
You no, because you would have been driving in. You saved. We're going to say that you saved the life of the potion seller who's in the stand right after that. So, yeah, you see he has this a very sort of like complex harness, full of like weird metal pipes coming out of it, and he is peddling magical objects. You see that he says,
And do we have
today we've got we've got this headband and this necklace. Powerful magics coming out of them. Try them. See what they do. Next to them is the human potion merchant who like whom you rescued, who sees you and says, "Oh, over here!" And right beyond there is there's a shop that has like a couple of magical scrolls, magical inks, ingredients for spells and stuff like this. The vendor is far back enough into the tent that you don't see them. So you're on your way to the dungeon.
I think. Well, I go over to the potion guy and I'm like, "What up?"
I
so
follow.
Clarissa, like, is an Eladrin. So,
Clarissa's an Eladrin?
yes, you see that her skin is pale white and her eyes black as the night. She's from the Unseelie court that before the Cataclysm your court was in a war with.
Mm-hmm.
We don't like her. Right?
Well, we have great distrust of her, that's true. So I guess I'll stand taciturnly in the back and just witness.
Thank you so much for the other day. I didn't get a chance to repay you, so I'd like to give you one today only for special customers sale. I'm gonna offer these health potions for half price. So 25 gold for these two, and only 100 gold for that one.
how much money do we have between us?
I was gonna say not nearly that.
I have on me
50% for
gold.
saving.
Clarissa, that is so generous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
I can't imagine a more wonderful person to get the offer from. It's still a little out of our price range.
We're entry level job.
All right. Well,
I mean, I have plate armor that I need to get rid of.
you see that she looks at it and says, Oh goodness. I'll take it off your hands for all free.
Yeah, take it.
It's a little bit heavy for me. Can you put it in the bag?
Sure.
Okay.
Suddenly, it's really heavy for some reason.
Yeah. While it was still in your inventory and no one was mentioning it.
Yeah, I wasn't heavy back then.
Yeah.
Well, now it's heavy.
What was it?
So
I wonder how much
Plate
that was
armor.
worth.
Plate armor.
half plate. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, half
so,
plate.
Yeah. Half plate. So any of you can make a intelligence
That's
saving
not me.
throw.
That's not me.
Intelligence saving throw. Yeah,
Intelligence, not me.
yeah. None of you are wizards or artificers, so I like my odds.
16 on the die. Let me know if I fail. I can add if I fail.
Okay.
I'll do 2.
Uh,
Oh, intelligence.
half plate is generally worth 750 gold pieces.
Yikes.
But reselling it here might have been difficult. So Clarissa got the better end of the deal, but because there's an abundance of non-magical armors, like you don't know that you would have been able to get that same price.
My question was,
Okay.
is it the sort of armor that Demetria could have used?
Yes.
Oof. We should have thought about that.
It's too late.
Ow!
So,
Next time.
this one is our top quality. Tastes great, no side effects. 200 gold pieces. This one, I had to use less savory ingredients. Okay.
That will be mine.
This one has some side effects.
That'll be mine.
Alright!
Okay, so I designed those bottles myself so that you are able to squirt the health potion directly into your mouth very quickly. So out of character, that means that it will only take a bonus action to drink potions in this entire game. Instead of a full action. But also, you have to drink at least a little bit of the liquids I put in there
That's scary.
to get the
I said that's scary.
the ones that don't have unsavory ingredients in them
Side
are
effects.
It's probably just caffeine, right?
They're a laxative.
I thought I was gonna be giving them to you as a choice, but with that plate armor exchange, I'm like, you get all free.
Ooh. Well, hopefully it doesn't make me shit. Well, but thank you.
If we're in the sewers, it won't matter.
Yeah.
anyways.
Oh, you have a point. You have a point.
Just like peeing in the pool.
Oh, gosh.
It never changes the temperature or anything. It's
Pleasure
great.
doing business with you, Clarissa.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you.
Looking forward to selling you more and keeping all of you alive.
Thank you.
you.
Oh, I lean in and I'm like, do you know anyone who could tell me about this ring?
Oh yeah, ask Geralt. So she is pointing to the shop that's selling scrolls.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And I would like run off over to the guy with the scrolls.
Okay. You see like you arrive at the shop. Like there's a little bell. There's like a lot of different supplies, and you hear some rummaging in the back. 1 second.
No worries. Take your time.
Okay. What can I get you?
I just want to know about this ring.
Okay. You see a head pops out. This is a half elf, really old, long white hair, and you see that his armor looks pretty unique. I'm gonna show you an image, but only to you.
Okay.
Where's the? Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Oh.
So you see, he comes out and he's like, "Oh, new customer! It's lovely to have new people in town. I've got all. What are you interested in? Inks to write yourself a grimoire. We've got scrolls."
I just need to know about this rain. The hell is it?
Yeah.
Sure, as long as you don't get handsy with it.
Funny. Like he looks at it, and you see he's going to grab like a little piece of glass that he's going to like use to look through it, and he uses an incantation, breaks the glass, and casts identify on it. He tells you that will be 5 gold pieces for the identify.
Well,
Is there a new in town discount?
so
For a song.
how about a down payment, and I come back with the rest of it later?
All right. Pockets your ring.
That is perfectly alright. Here's a gold coin for the beginning. I will come back later, and I will give you the rest.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Yep.
And you see he waves at you a lot, based on the image that I showed you.
You know how to get a girl going. Okay. So I turn red and like bow and walk out back to everyone else.
Got it.
And I'm like, you won't believe. Anyway, shall we go to the dungeons?
What happened to your ring?
Nothing. It's fine. Hands. A lot of hands.
Did you find out what?
I gotta come back later and pay for it. I didn't have enough. It's okay. I needed 2 more gold. It's fine. We'll get it tonight.
What other sellers were there?
The centaur that sells mostly magical items.
I think that's where I want to try talking to the centaur, if that's okay. Are we running out of time?
We have 40 minutes left.
Okay. I don't want to like hold up the plot if you have like specific.
This is the plot.
Okay. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'd like to go talk to the centaur, and I'm gonna be a little more careful now with like showing things.
so-
am I supposed to look?
Oh yeah, no, I'm actually gonna show it to everyone. This is what the centaur looks like.
Ah, nice.
Kind of steampunky.
Ooh, yeah.
So like, this is the same image I used for the artificer teacher in Dorms and Deans.
Which was also named Geralt, wasn't it?
Hmm?
No, Hoover.
Yeah, Geralt was the name of the necromancy teacher.
Yeah.
You know, little handsy. I'm using the same names and same images because, you know,
Why not?
when you have good characters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're going to see the. You
Yeah.
see that like the price tags are in the hundreds of gold pieces.
Wow.
And right now he's only got 2 items left. Apparently, like a lot was bought and sold very recently. You see he says, only got these two left. But if you have stuff that you want to sell,
I'm here to.
Gotcha.
What is your charge for a identification consultation?
I can 5 gold pieces to identify a magical item for you.
I think I'll be back another day. Then thank you.
All right.
I shall come back for your services at a later date.
Good luck. Don't get yourself killed.
Please wish me the opposite. Goodbye. and I just storm out.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot about your character's backstory. Cool. So, y'all lose the opportunity for those 2 until the next time.
Hundreds of gold.
Sell our lives to him.
Could try to steal it.
I don't think I have good
All right,
stealth.
and moving on.
Before we pull some
I actually
shenanigans.
have +2 sleight of hand. I didn't realize that. Next
Keep
next
that one in
time.
the back pocket.
All right, I'm gonna call for another short break.
Okay.
Just 5 minutes this time.
Yep.
Okie doke.
Are back. Okay, cool. On your way out of the village, you pass by the city walls. The guards, this seems to be pretty normal. They are keeping an eye out, but they seem to be both watching your the adventurers that are leaving, as well as keeping an eye out on the dungeon. To the side, smoking a pipe, you're able to see the tiefling dwarf that you met in the tavern earlier.
Waters?
His fake red beard is off to the side, and his warhammer is off, and his attitude is completely different in the sense that he's quietly just chilling and not bothering anybody.
What of Waters?
Waters is actually waiting for y'all at the city gates, and he is like, "Hello."
Hey, Waters! Hey! The guy who's not gonna die with us,
I was
hopefully.
just about to ask if you were ready to not die today.
That wasn't ominous at all. You're getting better.
Just like every day.
Don't worry.
Just as much as every day.
Don't worry, she loves you, and at heart, she really does.
I love no one.
She loves you, that's okay.
Speaking of, Celestine, you want one for the road? And I point at the dwarf tiefling cleric.
Oh my god.
Buddy, is it golden shower time?
You see, he looks up at you and is like,
Oh. He seems nice. What the fuck?
He doesn't have his beard on today? Could it be...
it's sitting on the rock
Alter
it's sitting on a rock next to him.
Like he puts the beard on and becomes a different person?
You see that he...
So I will go walk over to him.
I was shocking last night. Please don't do that again.
As long as you don't piss on me.
I can't guarantee that I won't do that. It's part of the job.
And
Well, yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, as long as we have some fun during it, we're good.
I don't generally.
Oh, well, that's also good. It's okay, it's okay. I'll go easy on you next time.
You don't need to make it more difficult for me than it already is. But based on how I act when he shows his half beard on the ground, I understand. I apologize for all of that.
You're forgiven, you're forgiven. I'm probably the one who had the most fun out of it, so.
Yep. Sure did.
Well, hey, if we see you around and you don't have your beard on, I'll be more than happy to talk. But I need to get going.
I only allow myself like 10 minutes per day.
That's weird. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Yeah.
Llewellyn comes away from the interaction thinking, the beard is the god?
He said job. Does he get paid to piss on tables?
I hope so.
And I wonder how much he makes. Because he said not enough.
I don't know. I piss on tables for free, but that's just me.
Maybe he has to piss on lots of tables.
Are we?
Oh, imagine how much he has to drink a day. Oh, man.
Oh, Lord.
That would be rough.
All the ale. So
like-
sad.
Sounds like a hard job.
Honestly, it might be.
You see, Waters looks at this interaction and says, "I missed something. I heard Celestine yelling about piss from over there. What happened between those two?"
I think for the best of our working relationship, we may want to hold on to that information.
I was going to say, you're already carrying one dark secret.
Dark secret.
I don't think you need to.
Yeah, I'm doing
This is a need to know basis.
It's rough enough with one. Okay. While we're walking, some details about how the guide's powers work comes in handy mostly if we're in the back in the dungeon late at night. Okay. When that happens, when things start to happen, you'll need to do everything I say, mostly hide, and not make any noise no matter what happens.
Okay.
That wasn't ominous at all.
No,
Okay.
we're
But I will
in
do as you
trouble.
say. I'll do as you
Hey,
say.
hey.
Our bard is
Hopefully-
gonna be tough with our bard.
Hopefully we get out of the dungeon before that time of night. Okay?
Does this have anything to do with the bell tower and the flinching?
Yes.
Good to know. All right, moving on.
Specifically, if we're still in the dungeon at midnight,
Yeah.
that's the big thing.
So we have to leave the dungeon by midnight.
Highly recommended.
Highly recommended. Not always possible.
Okay.
And around 2 in the morning, a lot of the falling block doors close and isolate people all around the dungeon while until dawn, basically. So bad time to be stuck to be stuck there. You wanna
Sounds like it.
go in and come back out.
Nobody leaves any glass slippers, okay?
Cool. As you start to head towards the dungeon, you're walking up the hill towards the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. You're about a quarter of the way there. You've moved some I'm not good with distances. a quarter of a mile away from the city, and when you hear a bell coming from the watchtower that is at the very top of the crater wall, and immediately you hear a lot of commotion coming back from the city that you just left. You see a lot of some of the adventurers that are on the path near where you are start to run back towards the city. What do you do?
I'm curious. I'll keep heading toward the watchtower.
Yeah.
Okay, got
I
it.
don't think we're gonna let that change.
As you head towards the watchtower, you're going to see what at first appears to be red brownish liquid coming over the top of the crater, but is soon revealed to be a horde of monstrous creatures. I'm talking like all sorts of like eldritch things with too many eyes, no skin, and things like this. Most of them are mutated rats with gigantic. Oh, can you roll a d4 for me, please?
Yeah. 4.
Okay. They have enormous teeth growing in all directions, and not just from inside of their mouths, but on their backs as well. And they are going full speed towards the town of Avalon. Can you put on some more action-y horror dark music?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
You're not exactly. You're around the bend, so you're
Yeah.
not on their path.
But are we going to just leave the city to be?
Yeah, I'm looking for like other well-equipped people capable of combat. Where are they going?
They're heading towards the city. You see a group of adventurers in front of you, which are gonna be like the two other Ruafasins with their 10 acolytes following them, booking it towards the city. The human is like strides farther than his dwarf companion, and he is not slowing down for her. As he's running towards y'all on the path back to the city, he's yelling, "Get moving! And if you fall down, I'm not coming back to heal you." And runs past you.
That's all I needed to hear. Bye, guys. I'm heading back to the city.
Yeah, I'm running to the city.
We're all gonna get back to the city, I guess.
You arrive at the city. You see that the thing that's positioned between the crater and the city itself is the camp of the cooks. And it is bristling with activity, not with an evacuation as you might expect, but instead food is being brought out by the mass creatures and by Mog and Grumsh that are setting up bowls, cauldrons, silverware, plates in between themselves and the oncoming horde. I need all of you to roll athletics to see how quickly you are running.
So they are feeding this horde of rats.
I got a 10.
I got
10 on the. Yep.
athletics. You say?
I have a 14.
14.
I rolled
Okay.
22.
Okay, cool. So you are you're booking it matching pace with Waters, who as a satyr has like a longer stride. Peregrino, no problem. You're flying above. You, the two of you, your speed is matching the horde.
Mm-hmm.
At least most of the horde. The rats are actually faster and gaining on you.
Oh, that's good.
Can I? Would you want me to try to pick you up and help?
I
or
believe
not?
in you.
Okay.
As
I'm gonna try to swoop down and grab
okay,
Celestine.
roll athletics. Celestine.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's gonna be a
20.
natural 20.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Nice.
You grab Celestine. Tell me, do you grab Celestine by the hands beneath the shoulders or by the horns?
Oh.
Either way would be hilarious.
By the horns, of course.
Okay, cool. So you grab Celestine's horns and lift her up in the air, and she goes ah! You're able to like get a little bit of height. You know you can't do this reliably a lot, but this time like the adrenaline kicked in. Okay. There's a large clearing of trees around the city. You pass the edge of the trees back to the city. You're able to see the horde clearer now as it emerges from the tree line. There's a tiefling in between you and the city that is limping towards the city, yelling at the top of his lungs, with what appears to be a belt full of bells attached to it that he is like swinging wildly, making a ton of noise. And you hear him yell, "The moon isn't real! The end of the world is tonight! The old gods drink the blood-soaked earth, not to sustain themselves, but to taste our fears, our hopes, our souls!" What do you do?
Can I just pull out my longbow and shoot?
Make an attack roll. If you're using your action to shoot instead of dashing, oh no, you're being carried, so you're.
No, I'm not being carried.
Oh right, yeah. If you use your
But
action,
I'm far ahead of everybody. Remember, because I rolled 22.
that is true. So I'm not gonna. So it's okay if you use your action not to dash, but to
mechanically, I can use action to dash and still bonus action like telekinetic shove. So I can like send like a boom, like,
yeah.
knock that guy on his ass.
I still want to shoot him.
By the way, he's like between you and the horde, and he is limping towards the city.
Like not part of the horde.
No, he's not part of the horde. He's also heading towards the city in the same direction.
In that case, opposite way. I think we'll probably cast Bless on me and him.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool. So you use a spell slot. You bless him, and as he's hit by the spell, you hear him gasp, "The powers of the gods!" What did you say you were?
Damn right. Come on, bud.
I wanted to kill him, but
Okay.
if he's saving him, I don't know why I would kill him.
Yeah, saving your action for something else.
Yeah, I think I'll save my
He's
action.
like not being part of the horde and like limping, trying to like make it to. I'm like, you know what? I'll throw him a bone. Sure.
Okay. Well, he's spewing a lot of weird things.
Like,
I just took offense
you see
to it,
that
I guess.
he turns around and says, "Oh, I can feel it. I've been blessed today by the gods." And he reaches into his pockets, and you see he pulls out powders of multiple colors, orange, green. They're herbs and spices, and he starts to throw them in his mouth and like bathe himself in them. And instead of running away from the horde, he turns around and yells, "Repent for your tasteless souls! Cleanse yourself in herbs and spice! Become delicious or risk the oblivion of being forgotten!" And he is about to be overtaken by the horde in that moment.
I will hope that blessing makes him a little bit tastier and gives me room to get to the city.
The horde slows down about 5 feet. They're gonna be 5 feet less close to the city than they would otherwise. but all of you make it. So, okay. Most of the adventurers are heading towards the city gate.
Okay.
There's
I-
but the encampment of the cooks is slightly closer.
If Celestine is okay with it, I'd like for us to. I want to fly over there and ask you with your booming voice to warn them that the horde is coming. As I fly above the. With my eyes on
Right.
my crush.
Intimidation, persuasion,
Yeah.
intimidation. I think.
Intimidation,
'Cause
yeah,
they're
I
like,
think so.
They're coming.
They're coming, run! That's gonna be like
No.
a 7.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 7.
see-
I can't assist.
You can use your action to assist. You won't be dashing in the air, so you'll be like the horde will be under you. If you're giving Celestine the help action, but that would allow Celestine to reroll.
Would there be any point if the horde is already upon them to
Yeah.
run?
I mean, I would say we could just fall down or swoop down and help them out.
Yeah, I
Help
think
them
that would be
with whatever
better.
they're doing.
Yeah.
You swoop down. You land. You see that like Grooms is immediately like, oh no, you can't be. Don't attack. No matter what, don't attack. Okay. You all saw. Actually, perception checks all around.
Thank you.
Perception.
13.
Oh, this one has been lucky.
Anyone?
Perception.
17.
17.
Cool.
Yay.
The two of you saw the tiefling get dragged away back towards the tree line by like about 10 of those monstrous creatures. He was still screaming things you could not understand when he reaches the tree line, and then goes silent.
I guess he made himself delicious enough.
Godspeed, soldier.
The two of you, where have you city gates or camp of the cooks?
I saw
Cooks.
Peregrino
Okay,
with
got it.
Celestine
So,
going to the
Groomsh also told you don't attack no matter
Yep.
what.
good thing she did because I had no idea.
Okay.
I was ready.
They and also try not to be afraid. They can smell that. And I'm gonna need everybody to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh no.
Charisma. Yikes.
I did say I blessed myself too.
That's excellent. Yes.
I rolled a 17. Thank
Hell.
goodness.
10 plus 2.
Do you
So
want
if it's charisma, it's
9.
Okay, plus 3,
Okay.
so that's
17 total.
17.
Charisma's
I believe it's 22.
22. Hell yes. You can bless 3 people with the level 1 spell slot.
I can, yeah. Who wants it? Who wants the remaining
I
one?
think. Oh, is there one remaining
There's
one?
one remaining.
You were. Were you? Did you? Oh, did you roll okay?
Yeah,
I
I
didn't.
rolled
I
a
rolled a
7.
9, so I'll take it.
Take a d4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So add a d4 to that. That's the little pyramid one.
4.
Nice.
Okay, hell yeah. So you go up to 13, which
13.
means you pass. So as the monstrous hordes come towards you, you see that there's quite a few of them that actually stop around you specifically, growling and like gazing at you until you feel a wash of like divine energy coming from Lou.
I think the word that comes with it is Peregrino, calm.
At this
And-
point, I just don't make eye contact with the horde, and I just kind of look to the horizon and just
everybody can see that Peregrino, something weird happens where you can feel something growing from your growing down from your beak as this is happening.
Your teeth.
You've all successfully kept your calm and not shown a lot of fear. You see that the monstrous hordes of the old gods start to go ham on the dishes, the soups, the pots of things that smell extremely foul. It's a banquet of things both delicious and absolutely not food. As the cooks sort of like walk backwards, you realize that what you ate for free last night were just the good leftovers of what is cooked in case the monsters come out. You also see many like delicious looking things that were spoiled, that had like sewer juice poured onto them right before the hordes arrived. Like it's a like delicious things, terrible things, and some of it like mixed together. And you see that like Droomsh and Mog are watching all of this and taking notes.
Okay.
They really like the salmon pie.
In a not fearful way, what the fuck is happening?
Oh, you've never heard the legends?
Nope. Don't think so.
During the cataclysm, a circle of druids made a banquet to try to appease them and slow down the hordes, and we've kept those traditions going ever since then. That's what our organization is all about.
The cauldron with the light.
Yeah, the cooks of... Give me 1 second, I forgot the name. The cooks
Light.
of Alvaxia.
Alfaxia. It's a fun word.
You know that it's a city in... the Flying Creatures territories. That... George's character is from. Peregrine. Yeah. Cool. After that, the creatures retreat back up to the dungeon.
So what would have happened if we had attacked?
Oh, they would have defended themselves.
What would have happened if we were afraid?
They might have attacked you.
What if we had asked for some piss?
I'm gonna move on from that, but actually, like Grumsh is like, actually, that might pair really well with the salmon pie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Salmon piss pie, great. So, has anybody ever tried like poisoning the banquet here, so like they don't make it back a lot? Like, I don't know. It seems like an opportunity.
Yeah, the ones like some of them do die, but then the rest of them ignore the food and go for us.
Ah, shit. Yeah, they do it.
They have this weird strangeness about them that is absolutely fascinating. I love those, like, finding stuff out about those little critters. Okay, sorry, that does come off as creepy a lot of the times, but our job is we keep the town safe, but we do give them what they want, we think.
So you're a scholar, I see.
I'm a cook.
And a scholar.
I study the culinary arts.
I initially thought that you were talented and dedicated, and now I realize you're also a hero. I am at a loss for words, my dear.
I'm just doing my job. You're the real heroes. If you stick around, there's a couple of dishes that I'd like you to try. If you have the stomach for them.
Hold the sewer juice, and I'll consider it.
Yeah, are they sewer juiced?
Okay. Don't have any in that one. Okay.
I don't have a stomach, but I hope you'll still have me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, birds have the
gizzard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mog, guess who we're having for breakfast? So yeah, she heads in. You see basically like inside of the tent, it's a mixture of a library and a kitchen. You see that there's like books, posters that detail like monsters, some of which you saw very closely today, but that have been like clearly like studied anatomically, and like their diets like have been guessed at just based on like what animal characteristics they seem to have based on like natural creatures. So like and there's this is one of the good smelling kitchens.
Signed poster of Bobby Flay on the wall.
I don't understand that word.
Famous TV chef.
Yeah, you come in and you see that like Mog is like on a chair. It's like, I'm gonna go into the other tent and rest. This was. I was hoping they would not do an incursion right now. We are so understaffed. I gotta. There's not gonna be one for another 12 hours. I'm gonna go and catch some Z's. And like, Groomsh is like, yeah, you can go ahead, go.
Sweet dreams.
Waters comes in and says, I'll be waiting at the front gates for when we want to depart again.
I approach Groomsh and I'm like, I had meant to see you this morning and didn't. I was wondering
so
if we
sweet.
may reschedule.
Yeah. I mean, are you doing anything right now?
I am not. I actually have something I made for you while I meditated in the mountains last
excellent.
night. And he like pulls out this like it's like a doll made of feathers and like looks really not that great. And almost looks like a cursed item, but it's and he hands it to her and is like, I plucked my best flight primaries to make you this.
Oh, thank you. You see that she looks down at it. Make a persuasion check. I'm gonna say difficulty 16.
You got it.
14.
Okay. You see that like she looks at it, she inspects it, and then puts it directly in a boiling cauldron. She thought you were handing her ingredients, and she's like, "This is great. Aarakocra feathers are Aarakocra feathers. I've always wanted to try something with them.
A delicacy.
Yeah. and like she seems genuinely enthusiastic and like pulls a ladle out, pours some, and you see one of your own feathers, and she hands it to you and says, "Here, you have the first taste."
Oh gosh.
I've never attempted cannibalism before. Self-cannibalism, but
Oh no! You don't eat the feather. You kind of just slurp the juice out of it.
okay. This has a familiar flavor. Thank you, my dear. This is quite special, and if you ever need more feathers as ingredients, please let me know. My room is on the top floor.
I will.
I hang out by the window a lot.
That's very nice. Thank you. I'll come see you one of those days. Do you try it?
Yeah, of course.
Got it. It tastes delicious. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Jesus Christ.
We're not trying to cannibalize.
Oh, okay, it's 9.
9. Okay.
Oh wait, Constitution. Oh, hold on. 8 plus 5 is what? What's 8 plus?
13.
13.
Okay, so it's 13.
13. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. You being a bird, you are immune to the amount of spices of capsaicin that is inside of this thing, and you don't have a very powerful reaction to this. You see, she turns around and says, "That's meat from the mutant rats that come every now and then." And like to you, it tastes like she like cooked it really well.
You are a very, very, very talented cook, my dear. Thank you for this. Thank you for this delicious bowl.
Yeah, the abominations, they get a bad rap, but some of them taste really good if you know how to prepare them right.
I would eat anything you hand to me. Any time of day, any day, all year.
Make sure you don't hand me off.
Okay. Hey. This is fun, but I just met you. Okay, can we maybe like dial it back a little bit?
Oh no.
I am.
Love at first taste.
And then, at this point, he like pretends to not be like to like be nonchalant and starts to like preen one of his wings. This has been quite lovely. Thank you. I think we'll see you around the tavern, and kind of like start sleeping.
As you leave, you exit. And you see that a rock lands near you, and looking around, you can see a group of children, some of them accompanied by adult miners, throwing rocks towards the camp of the cooks.
Thank you. He loves rocks.
I just like gleefully run up and like start checking each rock. Like, what is this?
What's your armor class?
11.
Okay, you take 1 point as one of them yells, "Fucking sympathizer!"
Oh, interesting.
Sympathizer.
I'll pick up the rock, turn it over in my hand, and say, granite, right?
Is it a deal?
Oh no! Whoa!
There's a couple of more that fall near you, but not on you.
I just need the one, thanks. I'm gonna run.
Cool.
Are those sympathizers?
I guess they don't like the fact that they feed the creatures.
I guess.
I wouldn't know. I just got here. Maybe we should ask them.
I know we're over time. I want to do one more scene. With that.
I'm good.
I'm good with that.
Is
Let's
it
do
okay?
it. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, cool. So give me just 1 second. As you head back to the safety of the tent, you see that Grunge
No, I don't want.
is
Okay, fine.
Grunge is holding a little dog that you see is like bruised from one of the rocks and is like speaking softly to him and says, "Don't worry, they're just meanies. They don't understand us like they should." And seeing the 4 of you, she's gonna say, "Y'all better get back to whatever dungeoning you're supposed to do. They'll be able. The villagers might forgive you because you were running away from the horde, but generally, they don't like anybody who steps into the camp.
Why?
We give the monsters what they want.
And save them all. Why don't they like that?
Before we showed up, before the adventurers showed up, there were no incursions. They didn't come out of the crater.
Oh.
They think the adventurers and that caused it, and there's been more since the cooks have arrived, but it's been safer since we've arrived.
Well, thank you for the apparently very important work you do.
Yes.
I'm glad some people appreciate it. Sometimes I do feel like they're right, because I do feel a little kinship for the abominations, misunderstood and feared when they need not be. Here, do you want to hold him? Yes, come here, baby.
Oh,
Most of them are actually completely harmless outside of the dungeon, as long as you don't fear them. For example, this little monster that you're holding, I've got a glamour on him, but he's actually you're actually holding an abomination. So just as long as you don't,
I'm not gonna be afraid.
Yeah,
I'm not afraid.
Don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid.
Do you want? I can pull the glamour off of him if you want to see what he's very cute under there.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna need
Or I
3
can-
seconds to take a deep breath and then take the glamour off, right?
Yeah. As he sneezes, you're hit with like a yellow thing of snot that starts to irritate your skin, and you see like you're actually holding a yellow-skinned larva with like different mandibles that's just like playing in your arms. I need you to make a charisma saving throw. And that's where we're gonna end today's episode.
That'll be a 21.
How you do not get attacked by Groomsh's pet.
Yeah, because he's just a little Uchi goo. Yeah.
I'd been planning to have Reptar in that scene for a while, and I'm very happy I got to use him as a prop.
Played
Played the part perfectly.
Thank you.
He's a method actor.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
He's been preparing for the role of an abomination for a long time, for his whole life. Yeah, as far as we know, since we adopted him.
And he's
It's
like, okay,
amazing.
now I'm going back to my cat.
Before we start the recording, let's do stars and
Yeah.
wishes
Yes.
real quick. So, okay, who wants to start?
I'll start. I thought the variety of like tavern patrons was so interesting. being able to see and meet the different groups in the town was really, really interesting to start off and see what all's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I've skipped some factions. Like there's more, but thank y'all with being patient as I kind of like set the scene.
Yeah.
Cool. Wish.
I know we'll get to it next session, but I want to hit something.
Yeah. You got it. All right. I really loved like the initiatives you took, like the different role plays, and how you made everybody at the table comfortable with some of the jokes that you were bringing.
Sure.
Yeah, and I think Wish. I'll have to think about it.
Yeah.
Let me see. Stars, I really loved how the freaky weird shit that my character was doing was just rolled with. That was fun.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I will do a yes and.
Yes.
It took me a second to be like, roll intimidation. But it's like, yeah, intimidation makes sense. You're absolutely establishing dominance by being like, yes, and I'm gonna like it, and it's gonna be uncomfortable because I'm enjoying it.
I am into it.
Yeah. like the fact that you found out afterwards this dude is like not having fun during those times means that like, yeah, you were being intimidating.
It was fun.
Yes,
Let's
and,
see. The Wish.
the-
Honestly, what we'll get to next time, which is just battling. Like,
Okay.
I do enjoy though having like a more role play centered and then a more
Yeah.
battle centered.
I want to try to have a little balance, but there was a lot I wanted to introduce in the dungeon and a lot I wanted to introduce in the city.
Definitely.
But yeah. Cool.
I really enjoyed that we had a lot more opportunities to role play today, because like our last session was like we walked it straight into battle, like didn't even like meet, like we just went. Meh. So this was a really good like, and also really great for like introducing 2 new characters. So that worked really great. I also really enjoyed how like everybody picked up on the awkwardness and weirdness of our very old Peregrino, and how like that really played off into a really funny scenario. That was really awesome. I think one thing I would like is for y'all to like reel me in when I start to like dominate some of these scenarios, because I tend to just be like talkative and excited. So if you feel like your characters are like in the background and I'm constantly like rah, 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 just like give me a little like roleplay nudge and like
Sure.
I'll, yeah.
I didn't feel that way.
I feel like you took like a pretty average amount of the spotlight, and that like that's a good thing. The spotlight has to be on different people at different times, and it's important to like step forward and take it at times when you see an opportunity. So like.
I'm getting really excited, and I'm like trying to push Peregrino even further into the awkwardness. And if you're okay with it, I'm gonna like come to you for some bardic advice.
That sounds like fun.
Selling yourself as a
Oh
feather
my
bed is
God.
interesting. I love that. Best flirt of the game. Yeah.
I wish. Oh, anything you wish was different.
Oh, that was it.
That we rein her
That
character
that just like
in.
rein my character in if they're like getting too like too involved in every situation.
Gotcha.
I loved like that you were focusing on on one character and like already establishing an interesting dynamic, an interesting relationship. I know you like Dungeon Meshi, and I like was really thinking of that, but in an eldritch horror setting. What that would look like, and I'm really happy that you're like developing that with that character. I think my wish is not at like this isn't on you as the player for taking the spotlight. This is maybe Peregrino might want to read it in and just be like,
yeah, he's
okay,
relearning how to like exist among others and like figure stuff out. So it's kind of a.
It's like I've just invited this undead to come up to my rooms anytime they want, and the skeleton was like,
Hey, bro.
Buy me a drink first.
And then we'll bone.
And Jace, just the absolute, like my star is like just the absolute initiative of being like, oh, I don't know what to do, but I'm going to try and I'm gonna have fun doing it. Like. Like my star is definitely the golden shower because it was like no, but like sometimes doing something weird and unexpected is socially awkward, and like from what I've seen works somewhat well against bullies because if they like and I don't know that that's necessarily what you were going for. It might have been a silly moment, but I just love that you were like...
Oh yeah, I was like, the only thing I could think of that would stop someone like that is to just be like, yeah, take it, I'll do it.
I think my wish is... I feel like you were... you didn't take the spotlight as often as the other players, so I want to encourage you to like... but I also love that you like singled out Jonah and went to talk to him and done some cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You have a star in the wish.
Yeah, so my star is kind of like similar to everybody else's with like the variety and the diversity of characters, but I just love how easily you're able to like play each non-player character very uniquely. Like they all have very distinct personality traits, so I think that's really cool. My wish is honestly for me just to like kind of get more familiar with my character and kind of build out my backstory a little bit stronger, so I'm able to jump into role-playing a little bit more, just get more familiar with my character. It's kind of hard because I'm playing another campaign right now too, so it's like kind of hard to like separate the two characters in my head as I was trying to play them. Luckily they're nothing alike, so that shit I like did that intentionally. Like my other character is very like lighthearted and loosey-goosey, and this one's like gonna be more like kind of taciturn and reserved. So hopefully it should be easy to differentiate.
Like my star is gonna be like the initiative you took to go and speak to the miners. I was like, this whole faction is like, hey, we came here, we had a nice thing going on, getting crystals out of the ground, absolutely no problem and no danger, and then adventurers should I knew when you went into that interaction that it was like, well, I'm gonna be throwing a hard one at Haley on the first interaction.
I intentionally I wanted to show up really awkward for it. I wanted to make it really cringy. So I'm glad it worked out so well.
It's hard for me to shut up and let people talk when I'm the dungeon master and to give space for roleplay between players. I did it better this time, but like it was so hard for me to just stare at you, just like not say anything and just be like, when is this person going to leave?
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell for sure.
And I think my wish is like, I think that you didn't have as many opportunities to like role play as your character. I think because you were like figuring out where she's at. I would love to like work with you on building the backstory a little bit more, especially because like you provided some NPCs and stuff. So.
Okay.
Cool. And the recording is done.